could not be more excited to present you with my new book. This is a book about how drugs, sex, and success cannot satisfy in the way that they promise us they will, and that they also can't satisfy in the way that God can. Life is short. We only get to live it once. One shot, that's it. The question is, how do we live it to its fullest? Everyone I asked told me that drugs and sex and success were the ways to do it. So for a while, I ran as hard as I could after drugs and women and partying. And I ran with everything that I was worth in that life. And I worked my way up in that life to the point where I was getting paid to party and I was getting paid to hook up. And yet in my core, I felt completely empty. I felt worthless. The harder I worked at that life, the more addicted I became. And the more I succeeded, I realized I was running a race to see who could screw up their life the most, and I was winning it. After getting arrested again, and after a dozen allegations and getting locked up and having every friend in my life tell me, you're not who you used to be, I realized that life was empty. Drugs and partying and all the things people glorify aren't what people make them out to be. And so I reassessed and I said, what else do people live for? What other purpose do they have for their existence? And I found the path of prosperity. You go to college, you get your degree, you work hard and you work multiple jobs and you earn a lot of money, and then you buy the right house, and then you get the right wife and you get the right spouse, and then you get luxury and you enjoy these things. And so I worked hard after all of these things. And I got my master's degree, and I got the job, and I got the money, and I realized that they only satisfied for a moment, and then they left me needing more, just like drugs did. Not just wanting more, but needing more. They never satisfied. It's like, once I get this job, then I'll be happy. Once I get this home, then I'll be happy. And you get it, and you're happy for a moment, and then you just need more, so you set a new goal, and after a while you look like a hamster on a wheel, and nothing satisfies. And that's when I finally met God, and I realized that He can, and He does. He's the only thing I've ever found in this life that satisfies. The way I met Him was by snowboarding. I shattered my femur in the backcountry with no help and no phone service. And my sister and I were out there, and my leg was detached from the rest of my body, just hanging there. And I was ready to die. And as I prepared to face God, right, I'd been living in rebellion against Him my whole life. My whole purpose of my life was giving Him the birdie finger and chasing all these other things that don't satisfy. And as I was ready to die, I thought, I'm gonna meet you soon, so I better make things right. And I just prayed and I said, God, I know that if you want to, you can save me. But if not, then thank you. Thank you for everything. My life flashed before my eyes. And when I opened them, I saw 2 ski patrol skiing down the hill. And they had an hour-long lunch break. And God sent them exactly where I was at when I needed them. There's this beautiful Bible verse where it says, I will remain faithful in your unfaithfulness. That's the verse of my life, and that God demonstrates His love for you in this, that while you were still yet sinners, Christ died for you. I just look at myself in the pit of my sin, in my worst state imaginable, when I hated myself, and that's the person that God died for. And I just pray that this book would be a blessing to you. Any of you who are in the journey, who are struggling, who fail and can't stop failing and can't stop compromising and just keep struggling and just keep turning to other things, I pray that this would be an encouragement to you. So thank you. Please check it out.